Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Make New Marketing Podcast. I'm Mia, and this is Grace. And every single week, we have cozy marketing chats all about how we can make marketing new through things like bite size habits and steps. So we actually show up through kindness, through bringing humanity back to it, through connection, and just making marketing feel less ick and more meaningful. So today, we're going to be talking about how something a little unconventional kind
Yeah,
of plays a huge role in your marketing and your business. Because if you know, you know, and if you don't, you will at some point. I feel like know that running a business is like a personal development journey to another level. It's accelerates any kind of personal development you would have to do anywhere else. I feel like a business just accelerates that by like 1,000. I'm sure there's
yeah.
other things you could go do that it feels the same, but all your
It's
vulnerabilities, like everything is just out there.
it's kind of a marathon that never ends and, like, in a
Yeah.
good way, but also in a way that makes you go, "Wow, I thought at some point I would feel, like, rested and, like, fully
Yeah.
settled and, like, all of this," and I think you're kind of constantly shifting and shaping and
Mhm.
changing and morphing, and so, yeah, there's a pace to it, right? Like, those of
Yes.
you out there that can relate, I'm sure, understand what I'm saying, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, agreed. It's like you kind of think one day the fears are going to go away, you're going to
Yeah,
be magically confident, everything's going to be perfect, and it just you start to learn that that stuff has nothing to do with what level of business you're at.
exactly,
It has everything to do with the personal development journey that's going on and how you react to and
exactly.
how you handle the situations that you
Right.
are placed in. And that is where today's stuff comes in. So, one of the simplest things I believe we can do, whether we're feeling stuck in our business or we're just getting started, we're wanting to revive our creativity, whatever it is, I am a firm believer in movement
Yeah.
and just moving your body. And I know that kind of sounds like, what does this have to do with marketing?
Right.
But we had gone through a period of time in our business. And honestly, before we started our business, when
True.
we were working at the last company we worked at, where it was just all about work for both of us. It was very much just work, work, work. And I know for me, during the time, the first 2 years of our business, year and a half, 2 years, probably year and a half, I really just put my health on the back burner. And
Mhm,
it was,
same.
I got up, I worked. I worked while I ate lunch. I worked while I ate breakfast, dinner. I worked right up until it was time to go to bed. And bed was always really late because, I didn't get up and walk or exercise really. There was none of that. I was sat all day working, no matter what. And it felt so just stagnant. My creativity started just going away. I was so depressed, feeling, just so many different things that just were not nice to deal with, to
Yeah,
be honest. And I was under the impression, well, one day when our business gets to a certain point,
this won't be
I'll
this
have
way.
the time
Yeah,
to take care of myself, to eat better, to, work out more, like move more, whatever, take care of myself more, sleep more, all the things. And I just have to work really, really hard right now to get to that point. And then when I get to that point, I can take care of myself.
yeah.
And it got to the point where I was not taking care of myself, it actually started affecting my work as well. And
Mhm.
I could just tell a difference in, wow, this used to not affect my creativity, my ideas. This used to not affect how I showed up for work, my attitude and stuff like that. Like I'd show up, I'd have the ideas, I'd do the execution, blah, blah, blah. And then it started affecting that and made it to a point where I was like, well, I don't even want to work anymore,
Yeah.
burnout, whatever. And then I started doing the simplest thing that I could do, and I started walking. And that sounds so silly and so cheesy, y'all, but I just started walking more.
Stick with
Because
us.
after, what'd you say?
Stick with us.
Yeah, stick with us. This gets this gets better. Anyways, but after COVID, and that's still when I was working in the last company that we used to work at. I stopped walking altogether because I had worked at a factory job before and then changed jobs, started working for a fashion company. Then COVID happened. I was at home all the time and I was like, this is great. I can just sit and work all the time. I've never had this, opportunity. And I just stopped walking.
Mhm.
And it was the worst thing ever for my mental health, everything. But it took a while to catch up with me. So, anyways, so I started walking again. And it started being where, like, if I can just walk a mile a day, a half a mile, like whatever it was, that I'm just getting up and doing some type of movement. As that happened, and I took that little bite sized step, I started feeling, okay, I think I can walk a little more. You know what? I'm feeling a little more creative. I'm feeling a little more energetic. Life isn't just all about work. It turns
It
out,
turns out.
there's a beautiful sun outside and there's
Yeah,
birds singing and I can have great conversations with my husband or enjoy time with my dog and everything like that. And so just movement is so important. Physical movement is so important when it comes to seeing movement in your business
I
too.
agree.
And I am not talking about being a gym bro. Not that there's
No,
anything wrong with the gym bro, but I'm not talking about because I feel like
that's
that's
not
the
us.
stigma. That's the stigma that, us women owned businesses, women in general sometimes get is like, yeah, but that's for like gym bros
Yeah,
or
the
whatever. And
boys.
it's not like, I'm not saying you need to go to the gym and lift 100 pounds and do bench squats or whatever. I don't go to the gym and I actually just started strength training and I love it. And I do it at home in my cozy clothes, while I'm listening to an audiobook. And it can be like that instead. But it can also just be a walk, a couple walks a day. It can be dancing. It can be yoga. It can be whatever your body needs, whatever feels fun and freeing to you. But get up and move your body.
And no matter how busy you are, you can work it in because we are
Yes.
living proof of that. I feel like Mia and I are a testament to that because do we actually on paper have enough hours in the day? You know what I mean? Like you can always figure out something else that needs to be done. You can always work
Oh,
through
yeah.
lunch. You can always do these things. But if it's important to you, you can figure out how to prioritize it. And if that means shuffling your schedule around a little bit and you have the luxury to be able to do that because you're
Hmm.
your own business owner, it can be done. And
Yes.
for both of us, I feel like that has looked like getting up a little bit earlier in the mornings, which also
Yeah.
means going to bed a little bit earlier in the evenings. Revolutionary,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
Revolutionary. It
Like
works.
when I started doing it, I really feel like I was acting like, I'm the first person that's ever discovered, like, getting up before 8 in the morning, like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I was just like, "I'm getting up early. I have so much day." But, and it
I
might
feel
not
so
look
much
like
better.
that for you, but I do think that, you can shuffle your schedule enough to figure out how to fit it in, I promise.
Yes. And I think the key is that, and this is where my life started changing.
Mhm.
Again, like back to the bite sized things. It can be tiny.
Yes, true.
It can be small. It doesn't need to be revolutionary. Maybe it's a treadmill at your desk and it's walking for 30 minutes while you work. That does get easier, by the way, because when I first started walking on the treadmill and working at the same time, it was so hard. But
I'm not good
now
at
it's
that
like,
yet. Yeah.
I like it. It's easier. But like if it's again a 10-minute dance session, you turn on two songs. Like maybe you have kids and you're like, yeah, right. Like impossible with my kids. Okay, could we turn this into like
Yes.
a dance session, turn a couple songs on and 10 or 20 minutes, like all of us are dancing around, like,
So
and we're
true.
all getting some wiggles out and like working out or getting like a little bit of a workout in and movement in, because you will, if you are feeling stuck and stagnant physically, that is going to end up translating to creatively how you feel,
It
which is
is.
going to translate to how your business is growing and thriving. Not to mention, it is not about looking a certain way, it is
Yeah,
about feeling a
feeling
certain
a
way.
certain way.
And when you move and you feel strong and you feel just like a little athletic, a little, like I'm getting up and doing something. Look at me go. Like you start to build confidence in yourself. And that confidence is also going to translate in how you feel showing up on camera,
It
how
is.
you feel people perceiving you and seeing you. Because if it's not about, again, a certain look, but if you feel good and you feel accomplished and confident in yourself, you are going to feel so much more likely to show up in your stories,
Well,
to make a
yeah,
video. Like,
it's I think that it is a big part of feeling energized and motivated throughout my
yes.
day for sure. I notice like when I don't get to get my morning walk in, which is by the way, not revolutionary. Mine's a 30-minute walk. It's like a mile and a half,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mine, I think 30, 35 minutes. It kind of alternates between that. Yeah.
Yeah. And if I can get another one in, great. But if not, at least I know I've done that much, and that's more than I
Yes.
was doing a year ago. But I do think that, that sets me up to feel more energized and motivated versus
Mhm.
the work from home business struggle, which I'm sure some of you will relate to, of, like, rolling out of bed and just getting started in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an option. I could do that, but I'm not warmed up. My brain is not ready to tackle all the problems in my day. Like, I
Yeah.
have a million things on my to-do list, and I wake up stressed and whatever. I do think that clearing your head, and again, if it's not walking for you and it's something else, whatever, but something off your phone where you're moving your
Mhm.
body, that might actually change your kind of whole attitude for the day, your whole outlook, your whole approach
Mhm.
to the things that you have to tackle. And yeah, it's more than just go outside and get your steps in. It's like it is
Yes.
a mental health tool as much as a physical health tool, and ultimately a business building tool, I think.
Yes. That's why you see, I really believe that's why you see all these business owners as they're growing their business, you also start to see them sharing about how, "Oh, I'm doing this exercise now," or "I'm walking more now," because it's so important,
Yeah.
because your mental health is so important to marketing and your business because you, again, aren't gonna wanna show up. You're not gonna want people to perceive you. You're not gonna have the energy. You're gonna be burnt out. Your creativity is going to stop because you are not moving, you're not allowing that creativity to flow. And so again, I think the biggest thing is that, and this is what held me back for so long, is that things can be a tiny step. They can be bite sized. When I started walking, I think I was like a half mile. Like if I can just get up and do walking in general, a walk that's more than just walking across the house. That's an accomplishment. Then guess what? Over time, a couple months of that, I was like, I could go for a mile and
Yep.
walk. And now I'm like
Build on
walking
it.
a mile and a half in the morning, a mile and a half in the evening, and I might walk a mile and a half midday. Sometimes we'll go and walk 4 miles and I love it. And I feel so energized and excited and my creativity is coming back, you know. But it all started out with that tiny little bit when I started doing weight training and I just do dumbbells. I don't do anything fancy. And again, I make it cozy and fun and approachable. But when I did that, I followed this girl who she just has these little, it was like 10-minute classes. And they were just super simple exercises for 10 minutes. And I was like, you know what? I can do this for 10 minutes. Like I can find a way. And now I can do that for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe even 40 minutes. But it started off with the tiniest little step.
Yep.
And old me would have been like, well, if I can't do a 2-mile walk, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
If I
I get
can't do
that.
a 1-hour workout, then it's not worth it, you know? And it really is those little bite-sized steps because
Yeah.
consistency compounds. I've heard that
Yes.
recently, and it does. So you're not gonna notice the results, yeah, right now. But
Right.
over time of being consistent and when you can set yourself up in a way that you can be consistent, over time, it's gonna compound. And then
You're
guess
on
what?
that trajectory.
As you're moving and you're getting your body moving and you're finding, you know, things that you enjoy doing again, your creativity is going to start coming back.
Mhm.
You might start feeling a little more excited about your business, a little less stressed. Your
Mhm.
sleep's going to get better. And
Well,
ultimately, like you need those things to grow
you
your
do.
business and to market it well.
Those are the essentials that people aren't talking about, like how mental
Yes.
health impacts your business, and we both have a heart for that, and this is, again, just a big piece of that. I would say that the power of movement for resetting my brain,
Mm-hmm.
um, is really important too. Like, the morning walk definitely sets the tone for the day, but if I am frustrated about something that I'm working on
Mm-hmm.
or, running up against a, you know, whatever, creativity block,
Mm-hmm.
getting up and changing my environment, getting up and going and standing in the sun for a minute even, like, it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of movement, but resetting your brain, can really just be like getting up for a minute, going and getting a few steps in and coming back. And I find that when I do that, whether or not I had a revolutionary idea while I was away, when I come back, I'm refreshed and ready to tackle it
Yeah.
again. And that, like, if you, again, you have to be the one to make the call to go, okay, I'm going to take a 10-minute break or a
Mm-hmm.
30-minute break or whatever. But that really, I mean, that's a big key. And I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
productivity, motivation, attitude, all of it. I think a lot of that is linked to motion and movement.
Totally agree.
Something else too, if you are just overwhelmed at the concept of how to work this into your daily routine, don't worry, that's where we were for a lot of
Yeah.
long time. That's what kept us stagnant. But habit stacking, okay?
Mhm.
Try to work in movement into something that you're already maybe doing. Like for me, when I wake up and I listen to your messages, Mia, like
Mhm.
sometimes I'll have 10 minutes of messages to listen to from you on Slack. And
Yeah,
instead
or
of
more,
sitting down or
or
more,
the
depends on the
rest.
day. I love it. But instead of sitting down on the couch and listening, I move, okay?
Yeah,
Whether that's pacing in
exactly.
my basement or getting on the walking pad for a minute. Sometimes I'll walk when I respond to you, and then I'm like, "Hey, sorry that you hear me huffing and puffing. I'm trying to get some steps in." But whatever it is, like, you can sometimes, even if it's like while your coffee's brewing, go and do
Yeah.
a set of strength exercises or whatever. Again, it's about figuring out how to work it into your day because,
Mhm.
that's the only way you're gonna do it. You have to keep it bite-sized, and then you'll do
Yep,
it.
totally agree, and I think sometimes we're so focused on all of these marketing hacks and things we can do, business hacks, blah, 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 and I think sometimes we lose that trust in ourselves
Mm,
because I believe in your capability, like, as a human being to figure things out, to have ideas no one else is going to think of.
true.
You know what I mean? I wanna have confidence in myself as a human being that I'll figure it out. I'll have ideas that come to me that are unique and great, and I think as marketers, we do a really horrible job as marketers as a whole in leading people to be confident in their own abilities and instead just shoving hacks down their throats all the time of try this, try that. But like, and I'm not saying you shouldn't try different things and listen to people and learn. That's so important. But at the end of the day, if you can set yourself up where you are performing optimally
Yep.
or more optimally, you are moving your body, you're taking care of yourself, and you're nurturing your mental health. I believe in your capability that you will come up with ideas that need to be shared with the world, that you will be able to pay attention to and notice the things that are working and not
Yeah.
working. When you aren't taking care of yourself, then yes, you are going to miss things. You're going to be burnt out. You're not going to notice those things. But take care of yourself so that way you can have the confidence in my brain and my body are being nurtured and taken care of. And because of that, like the things I'm passionate about and my unique magic, I'm confident that I'm going to find ways to be able to bring that out and share that with the world and make this dream of mine work because they're working optimally and I'm taking care of that part of me. And I'm not just feeding it full of things to do and not do all the time, but I'm taking care of myself and also relying a little bit on my own intuition of,
Mhm.
that I can figure this out and I can make it work. And I think marketing is great, having guidelines and things to do and tips and tricks and places to start. But I do think for marketing to be more meaningful and stuff like that, I think a lot of it comes down to us also learning how to trust in ourselves a little bit
True.
more and not
Absolutely.
just trying to manufacture the same thing over and over again. And I think
Absolutely.
that's going to be what brings like real innovative stuff to the world and
Mhm,
everything like that. And also makes it feel a lot less ick for you to do, which is
mhm.
great. That's what we want, right? So hopefully this helps you. This is a bit of an unconventional tip, a bit of an unconventional episode, but hopefully it helps you spark that creativity and really take the next steps you need to in your business with maybe something you haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah,
But this is going to help how you show up for your business and how you market it. We 100% believe that. And we are over here cheering you on the whole way. So make
always.
sure to tune in every week. We post a new episode every Friday, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.